One of the biggest sources of pain in life is simply comparing yourself to others. We often find ourselves thinking, why is that person so successful and I'm just not making it? But we fail to understand one fundamental truth. Their path and your path are not the same. Think about it this way. If a fish tries to fly like a bird, it will spend its whole life feeling inadequate, even though that same fish has the power to conquer the entire ocean. And today, with the glare and glamour of social media, the pain of comparison has only gotten worse. We look at someone else's highlight reel and start minimizing our own lives. We neglect our own unique strengths. And this mindset slowly but surely pushes people toward despair and disappointment. So, today's story is for everyone who feels like, I can never be like them. Listen to this story carefully because every single sentence might just change the way you think. Once upon a time, there was a village near a city, and right next to it was a beautiful, vast forest. In that village lived a young man named Rahat. He was hardworking and kind-hearted, but he had one habit that caused him a lot of misery. He constantly compared himself to others. When he saw his friend Sabir always topping the class, he'd think, man, I wish I were as brilliant as him. His neighbor, Rafi, was very wealthy, and Rahat would think, if only I had his money. Even watching someone run, he'd wonder, why can't I run as fast as that person? By letting this sadness accumulate, Rahat grew increasingly frustrated and disappointed day by day. He couldn't focus on his studies. He lost interest in his work. He constantly felt, I'll never be able to measure up to anyone. One day, a wise old man, whom everyone called Dadu, grandfather, came to the village. He spoke words of wisdom, and everyone listened intently. Rahat went up to him and said, Dadu, I work hard, but whenever I see someone doing better than me, I feel terrible. I feel like I can never be like them. Dadu smiled slightly and said, come to the oldest tree in the village tomorrow morning. You will find the answer to all your questions there. The next morning, Rahat went to the tree and saw Dadu waiting for him. Dadu said, look around carefully. What do you see? Rahat replied, Dadu, there are many kinds of trees here. Some are tall, some are short, some have lots of fruit, and some have none. Dadu chuckled and said, think about this. What if this mango tree compared itself to the coconut tree and complained, why am I so short? Or what if the coconut tree said, I wish I had sweet fruit like a mango? What would that be like? Rahat laughed. Dadu, that would be incredibly silly. Dadu asked again, tell me, how does this whole forest feel to you? Rahat answered, it feels very beautiful and peaceful. Everything seems to be in its right place. Dadu said, exactly. Just like the forest, where every tree has its own unique characteristics, every person has their own distinct gifts. The mango tree gives sweet fruit, and the coconut tree is tall and strong. They are different, but both are essential. After saying this, Dadu took him to the pond. Many fish were swimming there, and a little distance away, a bird was flying. Dadu said, now, imagine if the fish said, I wish I could fly like that bird. Would that be right? Rahat immediately replied, not at all. The fish is meant for swimming, and the bird is meant for flying in the sky. Dadu smiled calmly and said, then why are you trying to be like someone else? You have your own path. You have many wonderful qualities that perhaps you don't even fully recognize yet. Identify your own strengths. Focus on them and move forward. Hearing Dadu's words, something deep inside Rahat shifted. He realized that everyone is unique, and comparing himself to others only brought pain. From that day on, Rahat stopped comparing himself to anyone else. He focused on his own talents and his own work. Gradually, his self-confidence returned. Life began to feel new and exciting to him. A few years later, through sheer hard work, Rahat established his own business. Today, he is an inspiration to the entire village. When people asked him, how did you become so successful? He would smile and say, never compare yourself to others. If a fish tries to fly, it will spend its entire life feeling like a failure. But if it focuses on swimming, it will own the whole ocean. Remember, the sun and the moon don't shine at the same time, yet both have their own unique importance. Find your own path, in your own way. That is where true success lies. If you enjoyed this story, please hit the like button and share it with others. I'll see you next time with another story.